Decided to start doing a good morning message every so often. And one of my messages that I want to give today is that there are so many people that always say, some of y'all know me, and some of you that know my story, you can skip this. The ones who don't, as I'm getting new followers every day. I was raised by the Texas juvenile system since I was 10. No mom, no dad, no nothing. I have lived in the system all the way through even my young adult age in one form or another, whether it be probation, work release, whatever, all the way till I was about 30. Then I finally got off the paper, cleaned my record up, and for those of you that don't know, I'm a truck driver now. And I have no family other than a brother that I was taking care of and a sister that's strung out on drugs that I never knew. Me and my brother was split up and out of South Texas in the Rio Grande Valley, and we were split up. The only family I got is what I made, and what I mean by that is my wives that I've been married to. I've been married and divorced 3 times, and the children that I've helped raise, and most of those children have been other people's kids that I've raised. All of them have graduated high school and done what they're supposed to, not been in drugs, not been in gangs, because I don't allow that. I ain't never been that kind of parent. I was a real strict parent because I felt like on my watch, I don't know what happened before I got here, but it's my job now to take care of you from here on out. And sometimes, I've had to learn raising kids is not easy. You have to learn from trials and error and making mistakes. And at the end of the day, you hear people I'm 49 years old as of February. And I'll tell you this, I have heard people say how they don't have support, how nobody this, how nobody that. And let me tell you something. One thing I've had to learn and adapt to and learn to live by is that people are not going to support me. I don't even really want them to. My best motivation is to believe that nobody wants me to make it, even if they do. If I get around too many people that want me to make it, I get paranoid. If I get around too many people that want me to make it, I lose focus. I do the opposite. And some people may not understand that, and that's cool. But if I can do it that way and I can make it, and I haven't done a lot with my life. Let me rephrase it. I've done a lot with my life that I know of, but not something that you could see. This is one of my trucks. I'm, halfway paid this one off. I've already paid one off, and I have my own. I'm an owner operator. This truck cost me 90 grand. It's a glider kit truck. It's a Western Star 2016, and you see it's got my name on the side of it. I came from having absolutely robbery, a couple of shooting cases, and some other crazy shit I did when I was young. At the end of the day, look up Earl Cadillac Hunter on Google, and you see my picture in the LA paper. I'm also the guy who used to be a jeweler and put gold teeth in guys' mouth. At the end of the day, all of my successes were not because I sat around and waited on them. I had to go get them. I had to go get those successes. There's no choice. Some people say, oh, you was a good hustler, like it was a choice. It wasn't. I had to eat every day. The people that were living with me had to eat every day. I had to take care of those people. Even when I couldn't pay child support on my own children, I was taking care of other people's kids because they lived with me and their face was in my face every day. It was a very hard time for me to realize that my own flesh and blood I wasn't taking care of. The only way I was able to deal with that was to realize they were living with their mom and grandmother in a nice house, and I was living in some shitty ass ran down apartment in the middle of fucking some of the worst neighborhoods you can live in. So at the end of the day, you need to motivate yourself. You don't need to wait on somebody to come along. Hey, get over here. You don't need to wait on somebody to motivate you. You don't need to do that. If you do, you'll be waiting a long fucking time. You are losing time. You are losing weeks, months, days. These people that you hang around with every day that do the same old shit over and over, don't look at yourself, look at them. And then think about yourself. Look at what they're doing. They're doing the same shit every fucking day. A lot of you are dodging jail time, prison time. You're dodging the opportunity that you're going to get into it with somebody over simply nothing. I've had friends get shot over 10, 20 fucking dollars that somebody owed somebody, and now they doing 20, 30, 40 years. At the end of the day, it takes 10 seconds in the wrong area Boy, get off that. Come here. Get over here. Looks like somebody's shit bag. Get over here. At the end of the fucking day, you got 10 seconds to make a decision sometimes, and that 10-second decision can cost you 50 years if you don't make the right one. A lot of people that are on my follow me do not know anything about that type of life. I had a guy tell me the other day, why do I stand up to the police? Why do I question the police? Why don't I just do what I'm told and move the fuck on and do this and that? I do if it's within reason. I'm not one of those guys who wants to fight with everybody. I'm not. But if you are abusing your authority, over here, boy. Hey, if you are abusing your authority with me, I have a history with that, and I do not appreciate it. And I will not just bow down. I just won't. Now, there's a chance that somebody like me could end up losing everything and going back to prison. But I'm going to enjoy what I got while I was here. I'm going to enjoy the time that I had. I'm going to live my life righteous. You know what's right and wrong. Everybody does, to a certain degree. There are some people that just don't. But for the most part, we all know what's righteous and what's wrong. And I live by the righteous law of man, not by the government. I mean, I got to follow some of the stuff the government. Hey, don't be eating stuff. I live by the law that I know is right and wrong. And I'm reasonable. You know, officer comes up, he gives me a little bit of attitude, I just ignore it. But if he starts flexing his authority, if I don't stand up to him, who's going to? Don't get me wrong, there are other people, but most people will do just like some of my followers say, oh, just be quiet and do what he says and just go and this, that, and the other. No. I put a video on here about some state troopers that were coming up trying to make me move off the side of the road at the top of a ramp, not on the side of the highway, but pulled off to the side doing my 10-hour break. And some bunch of people got on there and made comments that, hey, you know what? Just do what you're told to do. And unfortunately, that's not me, you know, and I'll pay that cost to be the boss, as they say. But every day you get up, you need to find out what motivates you, whether it's your friends that you see doing the same old shit and still not having nothing, whether it's the fact that you've never left your fucking neighborhood or left your city ever, or whether it's the fact that you work every day and at the end of the day you don't have nothing to show for it, or whether at the end of the day you have no money left over after you work your ass off and it's the same old repetition, same old, you're repeating yourself over and over and over and over again, same old shit, but nothing comes new from it. What are you going to do? The only way that changes is that if you do something different than you've been doing. That's the only way. And sometimes when you do something that's different, sometimes it's worse. But then you back up and you start again and go a different direction until you find your way. They put a mouse in a maze. The mouse just doesn't go one part of the maze, and once he feels like it's not going nowhere, that's the end. He keeps trying until he gets himself out of that situation. He keeps trying. I heard that a flea has a 36-inch vertical. I saw this. And a 36-inch vertical jump. But if you put that flea in an 8-inch jar, he's going to jump that 36 inches until he hits his head a few times, and then he's going to make an adjustment. And he's going to learn to live within confinement, as a lot of people do in prison. At the end of the day, once you get free of that, you're so used to only doing 8 inches, you forget that you're capable of doing so much more. When I got off of parole, I forgot that I could leave the state. I forgot that I could go out of the county for a while. I forgot that now I can go and reach for longer opportunities that take me in different places. But when you're on parole or probation, you can't do nothing but what they allow you to do, that 8 inches. Take that lid off the jar and get the fuck out and do something different. Also, that lid could be your friends that's holding you back. You don't realize it, but that's it. If those people don't respect you enough to see and want you to take the lid off, then you need to leave them behind. That's it.